A very good evening to everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So, today we are presenting Salesforce Summer 20 release notes by Mr. Publish. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the message box in your control panel. We'll surely bring them up at the end of the presentation. Now, without further ado, we'll turn the time over to Publish. Our presenter today is a Salesforce tech lead. He's serving with us since 2015. His journey from a Salesforce developer to a Salesforce tech lead has been really great. Publish, I believe you can start now.
Hello, team. Good morning, good evening, according to your time zones. So, I am very excited today to present this webinar. Basically, this webinar will contain the trending topics of this Summer 20 release. So, without much delaying, let's jump into it. So, as Ambika gave my introduction, I am published and working in 360 Degree Cloud Technologies as tech lead. So here are some golden rules of this webinar. So to maintain the decorum, please use Notepad to note something, or you can simply use your mobile to take screenshots. You can use your chat window to ask any questions, and please mute yourself. So here are the agendas of today's webinar. So we will be discussing the supported browser, retired features, some interesting feature of Sales Cloud. Then we'll go to the Lightning flows. Then we'll discuss about the release updated sales setup page. Then we'll talk about Service Cloud. Then Einstein. Then we'll take QA. So here is forward-looking statement. As many of you know, still I'll explain what this slide means. So basically, please do not make any purchase and commercial decision on the basis of this webinar. If you are willing to use or buy any feature, then please first use this feature, or you can simply contact your account manager and he will be able to give you the proper information of that feature. So here is my first slide of this webinar. Supported browser. So Salesforce keeps updating the supported browser features. So as you can see, Salesforce Classic. So Salesforce Classic is not supported in Microsoft Edge Chromium. Otherwise, it is supported for all the browsers. And I think many of us has already moved to Lightning, so there is no need to worry. And if you are still on Classic, it's time to switch in Lightning, because in Lightning we have great features. You will enjoy to use Lightning. So Lightning, yeah, Lightning experience and Lightning communities are capable of interacting with all the browsers. The next issue is the Einstein Analytics. So Einstein Analytics is not supported in Apple Safari. So if you are using Einstein Analytics, please don't use Apple Safari. You can use any other browsers. Retired features. So Salesforce retired some features which are not in use, or we can say like users don't use them at all a lot. So let's talk about the retired features. So the first retired feature is Salesforce Mobile Web Experience. So previously, if you want to use Salesforce on your mobile, either you can choose the Salesforce app, which can be downloaded from the App Store or the Android Store, or you can simply use any web browser to log in the Salesforce. But now Salesforce has restricted that you cannot use any browser to log in Salesforce. You must have mobile app in your phone to use Salesforce. Second is Android 5.0 for field service lightning. Salesforce restricted Android 5.0 for FSL. If you want to use FSL on your mobile, then it must have the greater version than 5.0. Customizable forecasting. In summer 20, Salesforce deprecated this feature also. So now you will not be able to use the customizable forecasting feature. Last one is the agent console. Let me tell you what is agent console first. So agent console was a part of the service console. Using agent console tab, I can divide a page into multiple section and put multiple component on that section to view my work dependencies. Like I can create a section for the open task. I can create a open section for the closed cases, open cases. I can create a section for the chats like this. So now Salesforce retired this feature as well. Let's talk about the sales flow. So here is the first slide of the sales cloud, the split view. Very interesting feature. Using a split view, this is a single pane view where your sales rep can do work very productively. In split view, the user has the ability to work with the list view and the record side by side. You do not need to do multiple clicks or multiple navigation to use to work with the records. Let me give you an example how the split view looks in Salesforce. So this is my Salesforce. Let's go to any object. Let's choose lead. So this is the tabular view of the list view. What you need to do to enable split view, just go to list view setting and just enable split view. That's it. It divide the page into two sections. In the first section, you can easily see the list view, and in the second section, you can see the records. You just need to click on the record, and the record will be available on the next page. So now we can say our sales rep or support person can easily work on multiple records without much navigation and clicks. Let's go to the PPT again. Other feature is send attachment with report. Let me tell you, previously, if you subscribed any report, then the information of that report being pasted on the body, then sent to the customer or user. But now Salesforce introduced this feature which implements that you can easily attach a CSV file to the subscribed report email that can be sent to directly to the user, and user can easily do analysis on that Excel or CSV file. Next is the Kanban view celebration. So we know about the Kanban view. Salesforce introduced celebration in Kanban view also in this release. So basically, we need to set up a confetti stage. So whenever any sales rep will update my opportunity on that confetti stage, Salesforce starts celebration. This celebration, Salesforce gives the key fields feature also. So we can simply set the key fields and we can easily edit key fields from the Kanban view itself. With key fields, Salesforce also provide the guidance for success. So guidance for success is where you can simply left a note for your sales rep that how to reach to the next stage. Let's have a quick demo of Kanban view celebration also. So this is my Salesforce. Let's go to opportunity. Let's go to Kanban view. For demoing purpose, I set it close one as my confetti stage. So just drag any opportunity on close one stage. Tada, you can see the celebration. It looks nice. It boosts the Salesforce sales representative work capability. And I told you that it has the key fields also. So to enable the key fields edit section, you just need to click this option, show more detail. Click on this and click on any tile, and you will be able to see the key fields, and you can easily edit key fields and update it from here. With key fields, as I told you, there is a guidance for success also. So for now, I have set a guidance for success for value proposition. and you can see easily a simple short text of the guidance. This is just for demoing purpose. So now you can set the guidance for success also to reach to the next stage. Let's move to PPT again. Minimal access profile. Let's take an example. Previously, if you want to create a user to just edit the APIs, to just has the access of the APIs. So previously, as you know that we cannot create profiles from the scratch, we have to clone a profile or we have to keep a parent profile to make another profile. So previously, we use the standard user profile, but standard user profile also has some more permissions. We need to tweak that profile to make it available for only API user enable user profile. But now Salesforce introduced another profile called minimal access profile, which has only four permissions. You can see here it has only the access activities, data internal users, Lightning Console user, and the view help link permission only. So you can easily use this profile to create any other profile which has minimal access by tweaking this profile. Assign tasks to queue. Now Salesforce has implemented that end user can easily assign a task to a queue. He just need to go to the record, click on the owner field, and there you can see the queue field, queue option, and you can simply assign that task to queue. New optimizer app. Okay, so this is also an interesting topic, feature enabled in this release. So instead of static color coded PDF, now Salesforce gave you the fully fledged optimizer app which helps you to keep track of the health of your org using actionable list views option. So now if you go to Salesforce, there you can see the list views which has all the issues mentioned over there. Just click on the issue and resolve that issue. Let's get a quick demo of this app also. So this is my Salesforce. If you want to enable this feature, you just need to type optimizer and the setup, and you will be able to find the setting to enable to this app. Just type optimizer. I've already enabled this for the demo purpose. Yes, as you can see, on the left hand side, there are list view. This contains the actionable item on which I need to take action, or basically it says the status of your org and functionality. As you can see, the status field basically tells if it requires something or if everything is okay. So no action required means everything goes okay, and review required means we need to check it. So as soon as you will click on any issue, you will see the result, what is the issue for. You can simply see the recommendation how you can solve this issue. You can easily see how much time it will take to resolve the issue, and if you face any issue you can simply use this help section. Such an amazing feature to maintain your org health. Let's move to PPT again. Set up big deal alerts in Lightning. So now the big deal alert is available in Lightning as well. Previously is what is it was available in Classic only. Who doesn't know what is big deal? Let me give you an example. Support Suppose your manager asked you to set up a automation that whenever any opportunity reach to a threshold amount or threshold probability, then an email should go to the specific persons. And suppose also that you do not have the knowledge of process builder or automation or triggers. So this is the feature for you. You just need to do some clicks, and this automation will be ready. So you just need to set the amount, threshold amount, and threshold probability, and that's it. Whenever any opportunity will meet this criteria, an email will be showed to the specified email. You can simply set CC, BCC also, and you can set the email display name as well, and email also. Dynamic forms. According to me, this is the coolest feature for the non-developer in this release. Let me tell you what is dynamic forms. So, previously, if you want to change the UI or the field representation of any field, then you have to tweak on the page layouts. But now Salesforce gave you the dynamic form which facilitate you to change the field representation of any record page on the Lightning page itself. You do not need to go to the page layouts to do the change of the UI. You can see here in the example in the screenshot, as soon as you will enable dynamic forms, you will see the fields section over on the Lightning page. On the field section, you will have all the fields. You just need to simply drag the field and drop on the layout page. As soon as you will drop on the page, it becomes a section. You can create a custom section also, like in the page layouts. And when you create section, it will ask you same question: do you want to create the one column section or two column section? And if you drag the field, it will allow you to choose this field be read only mode, or you can simply edit this field. So basically, all the features which were available on the layout now is available on dynamic forms. One restriction is there that dynamic form is not supported for standard objects. It is available for custom objects for now. There is a pro tip also that you can use visibility rule to show that the field, when to show the field, where to show the field, and whom to show the field. Let me give you example what this line means. When to show. Basically, I can set up that this field should be visible on this condition. Where to show, I can simply set up this field should be visible on mobile or desktop. Whom to show, using advanced visibility rule, I can simply set up, okay, if this user has this permission, only then this field or section should be visible to him or her. Otherwise, this field will not be visible to that end user. With dynamic form, there is dynamic action also. This is under beta for now. You can simply enable dynamic action by enabling this checkbox, enable dynamic action beta desktop only. Again, this uh, make highlighted panel as dynamic. What do I mean by highlighted panel? Basically, the actions of the highlighted panel. As soon as you will check this checkbox, the highlighted panel quick action will disappear, and you will have the option to create your own, or you can use your existing actions for the page. And on this also, you can simply set the visibility rule, like how to show, where to show, and when to show. Sorry, where to show, it doesn't, as it says, the dynamic action is available for desktop only, it is not available for mobile. So we cannot set where to show, but yes, how, when to show, and whom to show, we can simply set this up. Let's have a quick example also of dynamic forms and dynamic action. Let me go to any app. So as I told you that the dynamic form is available for the custom object only. So I've created a custom object called student. Just for demoing purpose, I make it very simple, short. So there is some fields like name. Let's put the name, email. Let's put the email, and you can see this section is named dynamic section. So what basically this section does? So you can see this fee field. So there is another field, but on that field I have set up a visibility rule that if the fee contains the amount 50,000 or greater than it, only then this that field should be visible. So let's put 50,000 in this field. And after putting the value, just click outside and see. You can easily see the new field. As I told you, this is the coolest feature for the non-devs. Just put anything and save. Done. So here you can see when I saved this, a quick action change owner is appeared. So basically, this is also a dynamic action. So the same rule is set up for this. If if the fee contains 50,000 or greater than, then only this quick action will be displayed here. Otherwise, not. So let me make it blank. Save it. So it got refreshed. So you can see the dynamic action disappears. So now you can see the wonderful feature of Salesforce using dynamic forms and dynamic action. Let's move to PPT. Sorry. Hyperlinks in formula fields. So hyperlinks were available in previous series also, but the change is previously the target value was ignored in the hyperlink formula fields. But now in this release, the target field will also be taken in consideration with hyperlink formula field. Basically, the target tells that where to open the page. If I put blank, then it will open the result in the next window. So here are the some target attributes. That's all for the sales cloud. Like let's move to lightning flow. Lightning flow also have some great uh, I can say the features released in this release. First one is the after save trigger in flow. So now Salesforce Flow supports after save trigger also in the flow. Using after save trigger, you can easily update the related list also. In the previous release they implemented before, in this release they implemented the after save trigger. Record change flow. Okay, if I talk about previous update, so previously in flow the auto launch flow was available. The auto launch flow was if I need to use flow, I need to call it from the Apex or process builder. But now Salesforce introduced this record change flow, which means I do not need any Apex or process builder to call the flow. I can simply set up record change flow to work on any insert update both. It runs in the background automatically. Such a great feature, right? Platform event flow. So now Salesforce has introduced one more type of flow event that you can simply call a flow whenever the Salesforce receive the platform event message. Who doesn't know about the platform event? Let me tell you what is platform event. So the platform events are used to integrate multiple systems. So basically, it works on pub sub model. PubSub model says, as I'm saying, it used to integrate multiple systems, so there will be client one and client two side. So on the client one side, I can simply create an event. I need to publish that event, and on the client side too, I need to subscribe that event. So the whenever I'll send the event from the client one to client two, it listen that event. So like this, we can integrate multiple system using platform event. And now, whenever a platform message receive in Salesforce, I can simplify a flow. Like the usage of your using of ScreenFlow. So Salesforce introduced two new objects, flow interview logs and flow interview log entries. In this release, this object basically used to keep track on the ScreenFlow activities. And using these two objects, I can simply create a report or dashboard which give me the analysis of the screen flow, like how many screen flows are there, how much time it took to initiate the process, how many have the errors, many things. I can analyze all the details of screen flow using these two objects. Loop variable update. So Salesforce updated the loop variable also. So previously, if we need to use loop variable, we need to create a loop variable. If I need, we need to use loop, we need to create a loop variable basically. But now Salesforce said that you do not need to create loop variable. You can simply use the name of the loop element as a loop variable. Loop guidance. So as soon as you put a loop element on your flow, it pop up a guidance at the bottom of the right hand side. Basically, this guidance tells, please close that loop. Basically, many beginners, or I can say many admins, doesn't close the loop to, basically we need to close the loop to fully iterate the loop at the end of the record. That is necessary. That's why Salesforce gave you a tip that if you have loop element on your flow, please close it to make it fully functional. Better debugging for flawless flows. If you remember, previously, when we need to debug a flow or when we need to test a flow, we need to pass the record ID in the flow for testing purpose. But now Salesforce introduced a big change that they will provide you a lookup of the trigger object, and you can simply choose any object or record to test that flow. With this, Salesforce Enable gave you an option of rollback also. Assume you tested a flow and it made some changes in the production data. That is not right? That is not ethical. So Salesforce gave you this option that you can simply roll back those updated record and it will become in initial stage again after completing the testing of the flow. So the next topic is the release update setup page. So as you know, Salesforce keeps implementing critical updates in Salesforce for back security purposes. And previously, to handle critical update was a mess, or I can say very complex for a normal admin. But now Salesforce gave you a full-fledged page which has all the details of your critical updates in tab wise, like first tab of overdue items, second tab of due soon items, third step, what are the steps to complete this item. These kind of tab will help the admins to manage the critical updates. And once you open any update, it will give you more information of that update, like what is changing, who is affecting, and how does it will affect my org. So let's take a quick example of this also. Let's go to the setup page. Here you can see release updates. It's in beta right now. Click on this. So as soon you click on this, as I told you, it give you all the information in tab wise. Like first tab, what are the items that need action? What are the items that are due soon? What are the steps to complete it? Let's open anyone using view detail, and as you will open the link, it will give you what is changing, who is affecting, and how it will affect my org. And top of that, if you choose get started, it will give you the option to test your org that if there is no critical I can say impact on your org. So it will give you steps of testing also. It makes a life easier of admin to handle the critical updates. I can say that. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, let's move to the service cloud features. Here is the first update, that is Einstein recommended responses. So basically, now Einstein is so powerful, it gives you keep suggestion, giving suggestion in between the chat, and that chats are so precious that using if I'll use those recommendation, the chat can be like solved easily or issue can be solved easily. So basically, these recommendation comes from the previous chat transcript. The user needs to publish those transcript, and it works like a quick text. Increase customer satisfaction with skill-based routing for bots. So bots now Einstein bots have skill-based routing also. As you can see in the image, let me explain this image. So suppose there is a company who deals with mobile support query, desktop support query, and the laptop support query. All the chat comes in. The Einstein will do his analysis, and it will transfer the mobile support query to the mobile support engineer, desktop support query to desktop support engineer, laptop support query to laptop support engineer without any help of the agent. This is a great feature to increase the servicing of any company. Close cases faster with Einstein case wrap-up pilot. This is under pilot. Let me take an example. So previously in Classic, there was a button called cl- uh, case close button. So when we click that button, it opens a separate page layout where we fill up some fields, and then we uh, close the case. But in Lighting, there is no such feature available. If we want to implement this such kind of feature, we need to create a quick action. But now Salesforce gave you this little component called Einstein case wrap-up, which can be put on the case page layout, and you can use this component easily to close your case. Multi-language in bots. So now bots support multi-language also. Salesforce introduced some more language for the bots. As you can see, the new language is Spanish, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese simplified, Chinese traditional, and Japanese, which means now Einstein bot can work for multiple person who has multiple language. Like for Japanese also, this Einstein bot can work, which previously this feature was not available. Preview channel live. So basically, this feature is connected with the embedded service. So to before putting the embedded service on any website, using this feature, you can easily check the branding of your channel that it will match with your website or not. You can simply do the tweaks in the Salesforce itself, and once you complete the tweaks, once it's matched your website, you can deploy the embedded service on your website. Prioritize additional routing skills. So now you can give priority on skills as well. Let me give you a short example. So suppose there is a company whose work in mobile support also and the laptop support also, and there is an agent who is more proficient in mobile, but he can handle the laptop query as well. So I can assign the laptop skill to that agent and give the priority like 2. So whenever any laptop work comes in and all the laptop support person are busy and this person is free, then the laptop support query will assign to this person because this person has the skill but second priority. So now, basically using this, single person can handle multiple tasks, and we can control this also. Let's talk about some interesting feature of Einstein. Basically, I can say Einstein taking the business. So Einstein search. Salesforce introduced the Einstein search in this release. Very interesting and amazing feature. This feature supports personal, natural, as well as this particular thing is actionable also. Let me give an example. What does it mean? The natural, personal, and actionable. Personal means you can simply search anything and it will give you the result on the basis of your personal specification. So suppose if you live in Delhi, so it will, if you search lead, so it will give you all the leads which belongs to Delhi. NLP, it supports natural language processing. That means you do not need to write the exact word. You can simply use layman term words to search anything. Like you can simply search published this month open leads, and it will give you all the leads of published of this month which has a status open. So now you do not need to create multiple list view to work with. And actionable, as you can see in my image, as soon as the record populate, I can simply hover it, and on the hover I can see the detail and see the relate list, and I can simply create or update anything from the search results itself. Do not need to go in the sales or record detail page. In the next slide, let's see a quick demo of Einstein search.
In this video, we'll explore how Einstein brings the power of AI to your search experience. Einstein Search is the fastest way to find and do things in Salesforce. Einstein Search is personal, natural, and actionable. Here's how it works. First, have your admin turn it on in your org. It's available for free with most Salesforce editions. Now, let's experience Search as an end user.
Einstein Search is personal. Because Einstein understands your behavior and implicit preferences, you'll see your search results personalized by location, industry, and other factors that matter to you. Einstein Search supports natural language queries. What does that mean? It means you can type something like, "My open opportunities in Oakland," and Einstein will interpret this to surface the right opportunities for you. Pretty cool! And finally, Einstein Search is actionable. You can take action right from Search, like creating an opportunity from a contact, or accessing a related list.
Einstein Search brings the power of AI to the search experience in Salesforce and makes users more productive and happier. See what else Einstein can do for you. Discover hidden insights, predict future outcomes, recommend the best action, and automate processes with Salesforce Einstein. For more information, go to salesforce.com/Einstein Search.
Thank you for watching this demo video. As I told you, such an interesting and amazing feature, and it's generally available, so you guys can use this to simply like enhance your work. So the next thing is the Einstein Vision. So Einstein Vision was previously available also, but this time they implemented some complex algorithm to give the appropriate result. Who doesn't know what is Einstein Vision? Let me tell you. The Einstein Vision comes in the two parts. One is the image detecting thing, and second is the image text detecting thing. So using Einstein Vision, you can simply detect the image as well, and you can simply detect the text of the image as well. As you can see in my example, I just inputted the an green apple. It goes to the Einstein Vision. It does some calculation, and it shows that this particular image match with apple, and the probability is 95%. With pear, the probability is 3%, and other, the probability is 2%. Here are the terminologies used in the Einstein Vision. So to for image detecting thing, we need to create the data set. Let me tell you what is data set. Just go to the previous slide. As I am inputting here the image of the fruit, so the images of the fruit will be my data sets. I need to make folders with different fruits name and put it in a single folder. Like suppose I need to create a folder for the apple and make it name as apple. The apple in Einstein Vision refer as the label. Once we clear with the data set and label, then we process it and get the model ID. And upon training of the model ID, we simply can get the prediction of the image. Next one is Einstein OCR, the optical character recognition. As I told you, using this feature, you can simply get the text of the document also. You just need to pass the document and it will give you the response of all the written word as a JSON, and you can work upon it. One more thing, like Einstein image detection thing, we need to create data set and model ID, then need to train it. But in Einstein OCR, we do not need to create any data set or model or train it. It works on predefined model ID, which is previously predefined trained. We just need to use this functionality. That's it. Einstein Alexa, Einstein Voice, sorry. So many of you know that Salesforce introduced Einstein Voice. So now Salesforce introduced skills also in Einstein Voice. Skills can be assigned to profiles. We can simply create a skill on the basis of profile and can assign those skill to the profiles, and those profile user can easily use those skill and work with their voices. Like I can simply create skills for creating contact, updating contact, or the read contact. So that's it from my side. This is the last slide. Uh, the resource section, you can simply take a screenshot of this resource section. Thank you. That's it from my side. Let's take QA. Ambika, over to you.
Thank you, Publish. It was really great. So I guess we have we have a lot of questions. So the first one, Mr. Bablu wants you to repeat the minimal access profile. Can you do that? Publish?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Yes, he wants you to repeat the minimal access profile you have covered in the starting of the
Yes, you can see
presentation.
this is a profile. You can simply clone it multiple times as much you need.
Okay. So next up, Prabjot asks that what is the difference between the read-only profile we already know of and the minimal access profile you just showed us?
Okay, so read. Okay, this is the profile in Salesforce. The read only profile has the read access for all the objects in Salesforce. But as I told you or show you on the slides, that minimal access profile has only 4 permissions, not more than that. So this is the difference between read only and the minimal access profile.
Okay. Next up, we have a question from Vishal Sharma. He asked that will we have consecutive emails after moving up from the threshold probability?
No, you will get the. I think this question relates to the big deal alert. So no, you will get email only once when it crosses the threshold values of amount and probability.
Okay. Next up, we have from Divyani. She asked that can you please answer her query, that is how Optimizer app is beneficial for clients.
Okay, so basically using this app we can manage the health of the org, and another big thing is that is free of cost. So I think it's managing the health of the org and it's free, so client will love this feature.
Okay. So next is Abhishek wants to know that what are the supported formats in report attachment.
Sorry, come again please, I missed it.
Mr. Abhishek is asking what are the supported formats in report attachment.
Okay, so basically if you want to subscribe format reports, then you can use the Excel, and if only detail, then you can CSV.
Okay, I guess that is answered well. So the last question I guess for the webinar is by Prabjot again. He wants to know that how do we set context variables for the flows you showed us?
Okay, so context variable term is from trigger, basically where we need to set the is update or is delete, but close support only the after and before, and you can simply set this context variable from the start node. Salesforce implemented the start node. There is a new node called start, and there you easily can set if you want to run this flow on after or before.
Okay, I guess we have covered all of the questions. So, Publish, is there anything else you wanted to cover before I wrap up?
I just want to say these many of these features are freely available, so go and use these features. It will definitely it will impact your services and boost your I can say the productivity.
Great. So, thank you everyone. We really appreciate you being here. See you next time. Till then, stay home, stay safe.
Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to 360 Degree Cloud.